Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Talking Tactics, your number one go-to for EPL SuperCoach content. I'm the SC Whisperer, as always, joined by SC Deadly. Mate, it was a very, very eventful game week 2. Lots to talk about coming out of it, lots to discuss. We're obviously on the bubble for price rises, so that'll be a big fixture of conversation. But firstly, how are you?
I'm doing well, mate. I am, look, despite the quite ordinary rank and quite ordinary score, I am ready. And I'm also ready to smack you in this sleeper draft that we have tonight as well.
Yeah, a bit of fourth wall, breaking the fourth wall. We've got our Insight Contributors NFL draft happening in about an hour at time of recording, and this podcast is definitely going to go over that. So it'll be a bit of multitasking at the back end. But yeah, you mentioned scores: 84 for yourself, rank 8-3-1-1. Rank I still think doesn't matter until like game week 12, 13. So everything's so close. For me, yeah, looking nice, 97, 1800 rank, which is obviously quite cool. My defense this week is shambolic, so hopefully for a couple of returns. Some hits, some fails, captaincies. How'd we all go last week? Obviously for me, captained Bukayo Saka was looking great until got injured. Cole Palmer, obviously at the start of the week, mate, I'm filthy because I set my alarm to wake up 15 minutes before kickoff and just check the teams. Goodness me, that's a big sneeze. I woke up, like I set my alarm, woke up, checked the teams, saw that Cole Palmer was named, didn't think anything of it. Just, went back to sleep. And then, I wake up and see he's on 0. Like, I sort of wake up half an hour into the game. And I see he's on 0, and I'm like, what the fuck's going on? And then I check Twitter, and then I see that, he was pulled about 5 minutes to go before the game. So, frustrating. Ended up changing my formation around a little bit. I was playing a 3-4-3. No. I was playing a 2-5-3, and then had to change. And then had to change to a 3-4-3 to get an AE to come in. So a bit annoying. And then obviously Bukayo Saka was doing fantastic, 12 points, and then came off injured, which was not good. Victor Gyökeres on pens as well. So a little bit of a sting. But like yourself, own Kukurea, that got me off to a great start, and my defense just performed really well. Hartman got a clean sheet. Truffert got a clean sheet as well. So 35 points for my defense, which was great in a 3-man setup.
Yeah, I'm off it. Who would have thought the only difference that we really had now in our teams was Adrian Truffert, and he decides to turn up when you start him, which, fair enough. I mean, I picked Dorgu. I think Dorgu's got the better matchup this week. So this is the week I'm hoping that I get that return, and hopefully I can get one back up on you. Otherwise, I'm in big trouble on this podcast. I've already copped it all week.
You copped it. You copped it in our WhatsApp, which once again free to join. I'm gonna stop plugging it after, I don't know, probably 3 or 4 weeks, because we're getting to a stage where we've got like a really good community and it's not too flooded. A lot of you guys reached out for the link last week, and if you're still wanting it, it's free. Jump in. If you don't like it, you can leave. But there's a channel where Deadly and I just post team news or thoughts or anything like that. There is a channel for everyone just to talk a lot of smack, and then there's a game day thread where people jump in when the game's happening and whinge about Graham Potter's tactics, which I do quite often. So not good. Mate, we are going to talk about last week. It was a very, very eventful last week. And there's plenty to talk about.
We'll have a look. Of course we'll have a look.
Yes. Key scorers, stat highlights, injuries and rotation risks, eye test standouts, watch list movers as well. And that one's pretty key because this week we're on the bubble. 3-round rolling averages kick in, and this is the last week before price rises go up. But mate, we get things off underway, and once again, West Ham just really unlucky in XG. That's the copy I'm going to take from it. We conceded 3 2 weeks ago against Sunderland on like 0.7 XG. We conceded 5 against Chelsea on 2.7 XG. We lost this one 5-1. XG says 2.74 to 0.73. João Pedro, he is the man. Palm went off, and he turned into Maradona. 1 goal, 2 assists, 28 points. Thanks for coming.
Keep him at 10. That was unreal after watching that game back. Obviously, this was the only week, and I'm filthy about this, the only week, probably the whole 38, where I couldn't stay up and check teams and all that fun stuff because I was in Melbourne having a good time. And then I wake up Saturday morning, bright and dandy, ready to have another big day on the drink. See Cole Palmer's out. I find out that Joao Pedro's just turned to literally the GOAT at 10, and Chelsea, besides everyone besides my players, got a return, except Kukurea. Shout out Kukurea. That's my guy.
Yep. Yeah, it's annoying. Obviously, Joao Pedro in the 10 is very, very good. And first thoughts were for me, if Palmer's out long term, I definitely want him. We'll talk on the Palmer news later on this episode. But yeah, does Joao Pedro's performance now open up Maresca's eyes and realize that, my best player in Cole Palmer is actually better off the right? Maybe we should put him there. So yeah, hopefully that they have a bit Joao Pedro and Delap combination with Neto off the left and Palmer off the right when he is back. Lucas Paqueta, 18 points, 1 goal. Trevor Chalobah, 18 points, 1 goal as well. Clean sheet wiped. So frustrating if you had like a Sanchez, but if you had a Kukurea, he picked up an assist, which was great to get him into double-digit points.
Yeah,
big talking point, mate. 58% of the game own him. Cole Palmer off in the warm-up. Talks were that he's been carrying a groin issue for a little bit, and they wanted to get him through West Ham. Probably give him Fulham off, and then goodness me, I cannot talk. And then had the international break, of course, but was pulled very, very late, and then had scans. There was injury coverage in the EPL is horrendous. So if this is your first time sort of being invested into English football, like it is a shit show when it comes to getting any kind of injury news out of there. So look, there was everything from he's fine to 6 to 7 weeks. Had scans late Tuesday night for us. So woke up this morning to some news where it seemed way more positive than initially thought. Chelsea would love to have him ready for this week, but it seems quite unlikely. And with the international break coming up next week, all players getting a further week off. So it's looking like he's going to be back in game week 4, which my initial thoughts were to hold there, considering how little trades we have. And the performance of Joao Pedro gives me hope that Palmer plays off the right, where he historically performs better. Mate, Nicholas Fulkrug came off with a bit of a knock. Callum Wilson came off, not a huge amount to concern there. I think it's a lot of people selling Fulkrug. If you're going to be selling him, it's not due to the injury. It's probably due to him being not very good at football. But I test, mate. Joao Pedro, talk to me about him.
Mate, simply enough, he was just awesome at 10. And I think, I can't remember the last time Joao Pedro's even played at 10, to be honest, but it would be a while ago. And he went there, just dominate, looked awesome. No other way to put it. And look, I hope this opens Maresca's eyes and sort of decides that Palmer off the right might be a better option. It'll be a better option for our SuperCoach sides, to be honest. But I think when it comes back to it, they're going to want Joao Pedro and Delap sort of rotating, especially when Europe comes around. It's going to be simply like that, which, sort of puts me off Joao Pedro. But Palmer was out long term, I would have definitely been interested at Joao Pedro at 10 for sure, because Estevao's a very valuable starter off the right, and Pedro Neto was, as we'll talk about in a second, was absolutely fantastic in this game as well. One of the best on.
Yeah, no, 100%. And Jared Bowen cannot catch a break at all. Had an assist ruled out from VAR. So I'll tell you what, I'm sure there's a couple of Eze and Bowen owners combined, which would be fuming after the first 2 weeks. But yeah, can't catch a break. He had an assist ruled out from VAR. That's probably like a 10, 11 pointer. So yeah, tough, but it is what it is. Our thoughts on this game, obviously Palmer being out in the warm-up, likely to only miss the week with the international break next week, which is fantastic. I hate international football, but if it helps my $12 million asset come back, then fantastic. Also worth noting, his break even doesn't change. Like, he's not going to be losing cash next game. He's only played the one game. He still scored like 7 points last week, so it wasn't a disaster for him. Watch list from this game, mate. Joao Pedro, Jared Bowen, Moises Caicedo. Thought he was really, really good in the midfield as well, so definitely one to consider. Shock of the week.
Oh,
Manchester City 0, Tottenham 2. Manchester City 1.55 to 1.11 in terms of XG. It actually doesn't matter when you're playing a bit of Thomas Frank ball. Yapolina, 19 points, 1 goal, 1 clean sheet, ran the midfield, made Tijani Reinders look bang average. He was very, very good, Yapolina. Vicario as well, our preseason heartthrob, 14 points with a clean sheet, and Brennan Johnson, 12 points, 1 goal. Mate, I'll tell you what. 20 minutes into this game, seeing Reina Nori cop a knock and come out was devastating. I guarantee you there were some people that had the cash and went Frimpong last week to 8
100%.
He's worldy.
100%. And the people who even decide to go down, we'll talk about soon, also probably wouldn't be happy with the guy that they went with, Daniel Ballard, but yeah, absolutely shocking.
Who was also shit.
Yeah, let me set the scene. 12 p.m. I've just walked into Club Retro. I sit down. João Palhinha has just scored the second goal after James Trafford's horrible error. And
Mate.
I am up in arms. Like, mate, I'm not even happy because the drinks are flowing. I'm happy because Tottenham are so back and Man City are so down. Seeing a Reinders and Haaland blank. Oh, the hate watch was so on.
Yeah. Omar Mamouche did start this game. I was pretty confident he would start, but did come off at the 54th minute mark, as did Ryan Shirky. Rodri.
Ryan Shirky looked horrible.
Oh, yeah, no, he was
no way he starts. He was horrible. He was
not good. Rodri came on, scored 5 points in 15 minutes. What a guy. He's so back.
He's so back.
We'll definitely give him a watch because, yeah, got some things to move on very shortly. Mate, Richarlison continues to look like Pele reincarnated. I'm just going to say, I don't think that's an overreaction either. I think that's just pure facts. But yeah, looked really good at 9 again. Kudus was the best on the park for me and for you as well.
Yeah.
Problem with Kudus is his game, it just never translates to scoring. Like, he looks so good, but never scores. Palhinha was great. City just, they didn't really look to get anything going. And obviously James Trafford had a stinker. Yeah. You are a Wolverhampton Wolf. You're gone. No, look, it was a rough game. These Gianluigi Donnarumma rumors are not letting up. We will obviously get word by Saturday for anyone out there listening. Transfer window closes Saturday night, our time, or Sunday morning?
Yeah, Sunday morning. Yeah.
Around then. But yeah, there'll be plenty to wake up to on deadline day. Mate, Spurs have a great draw. Are they the team to target? Because I could list you 6 options that I'd want from Spurs. I'd want any of the back 3 in terms of any of even the back 4, like Vicario, Porro, Romero, Van de Ven. I was more surprised that Frank didn't line up in a 3 at the back, because he historically always does line up with a 5/3 back system against great teams. Did it against PSG in the Super Cup, but just said to Pep, "Here's my middle finger. I'm just going to run the back forward. I'm just going to dominate you off the park."
That's literally how it was. He just stuck the middle finger right to him, and mate, Spurs dominated. It's just simple as that. And now that they've got the best run for the next 6 weeks, there is no way that I'm not at least getting 1 or 2 Spurs in this week. Like, they are the team to target by far.
Yeah, I will. I should have been more prepared. I will pull up their draw because it is very, very good. And they're playing some really good football. And obviously, with the disaster season that they had last year, a lot of their assets were underpriced. It's why we liked Van de Ven. It's why we like Romero. It's why I like Porro. Even his value is still of value. Like, this Spurs run, we are coming into Bournemouth, West Ham, Brighton, Wolves, Leeds, Villa, Everton. No top 6 opponents until Chelsea in 10. Then it's United. Then it's Arsenal. But then even after that, it's Newcastle, Brentford, Forest. Like, it's a pretty decent run. And if they're playing really good ball, then fantastic. I wish they didn't win the Europa League final. I wish they had a clean run and didn't have European football. But hey, you can't be beggars can't be choosers. And I was really, really impressed with Tottenham. Really impressed with just anyone that's from the big cocks. Happy to get any of them in. Mate, this game was a game. Bournemouth 1, Wolves 0. XG of 1.29 to 0.46 tells you everything you need to know. And if Tavernier is top scoring in this game with 17 points and a goal, then it's a game. Our boy Trufford. It was Joe Rodon last week. It was Trufford the week after.
Who is it this week?
Who am I starting? I think I'm starting some. Oh, Diouf. I can't wait for the West Ham clean sheet.
West Ham clean sheet's going to hit.
But yeah, Bournemouth 1, Wolves 0. Look, Bournemouth with the better team, but it's Wolves.
You could have watched this game for the first 4 minutes, saw Tavernier's goal, and turned it off, and you wouldn't have missed anything.
Yeah, like Tavernier's chance was like a 0.7 XG or something like that, and they only generated like half an XG for the rest of the 85 minutes. So it was it. Kijana, however, came off in the 35th minute mark with a knock. John Arias came off in the 56th minute mark. Wolves had a heap of subs at halftime just to try and get something going because it just wasn't working. I thought they looked better in the second half, but yeah. Emmanuel Agbadu, 9 points, basically all defensive contributions and no clean sheet is very, very enticing. The problem is I'm not picking a Wolves defender for $8.5 million.
And they're coming up against the mighty Everton this week, so we know that no matter what, the clean sheet's not happening.
I hope it's a Candidacy Hall return, not a Grealish return. We'll get to that one. Spanier looks really good again. I keep spooking him. Like he's such a good footballer, and I think that Tottenham are in for him as well. So definitely one to watch in the transfer market. Had an assist, hit the bar, but he's probably the only one that I want. Even Nilsson's just not performing like we would have thought, although small sample size. I thought Brooks looks okay in the midfield, but it's really only it's only really Truffert or Semenyo that I really want out of Bournemouth. As for Wolves, you couldn't give me extra trades to have any of them.
If Wolves come into a decent run and Agbardu's still 4.5 million, I could be enticed. But besides that, no. Jorgen Strand Larsen was ordinary, did nothing, no good service at all.
£60 million forward, apparently, according to Newcastle.
Yeah, well, we'll see how that goes. But he's also, they did just play in the Carabao Cup, yesterday or the day before, and he scored a brace in 2 minutes. So
he's back.
He's back.
Get him in. We said Wolves. Bournemouth had an XG of 1.29. 0.75 of that came from Semenyo in terms of XGI. So again, he was really good. And at 9 million, I'm happy to go there. We sort of spoke about him last week on the I Am Jose Mourinho segment, which I still haven't put the soundbite in for, so I'm going to have to recredit again. But he was one of the pods under 5% that I was really happy to have, and he performed. I think a lot of people are put off by that first fixture against City and no, not City. Who they played? Liverpool, and he scored 2, obviously, and then had an assist again this week. So definitely a talking point out of there. This was also a game. Brentford 1, Villa 0. Villa looked like 2008 Spain in the preseason, and now they just look like 2025 West Ham. So the highs and lows. 1-0 XG of 1.21 to 1.19. So probably unlucky not to come away with a draw here. Utara, big dango, 21 points, 1 goal. Coyote 16 points with a clean sheet in his debut as well. And Sepp van der Berg scored 13 points with a clean sheet. It was really, really impressive, Dango Utara. Bit expensive than what I want in Supercoach from an FPL standpoint. It's like 6 million or something like that. So very tempted over there. But from a Supercoach standpoint, he's going to be quite involved. But just probably be a bit too much of what I want to pay right now. And maybe second choice pens behind our boy Igor Thiago. Yeah. Boubacar Kamara came off after 16 minutes with a hamstring injury, expected to miss 3 weeks. Villa will likely shake up that midfield rotation after running Onana and Rodgers out of position. Yeah, I'm not loving Rodgers playing off the wing. In saying that Yuri Tielemans is very good and he'll probably stay at 10, but Yuri can obviously do a job going backwards as well. So it's going to be interesting how Unai Emery does line up.
I don't know why he's lining up with essentially 4 centre mids. He's basically running a 4-4-2, but with John McGinn and Tielemans off the left and right for no real reason. And there's just people playing out of position everywhere. Kamara coming off really, really killed him, to be honest. They just had no defensive anchor back there. Amadou Onana's cool, Tielemans is cool, they're all cool, but at the same time, you can't play all of them. You just have to sacrifice one because they've gotten 0 go forward. Yeah,
it's sure. I'm not really sure why they spent £30 million on a flary wide man if they're not going to use him. Yeah. Obviously, they've got Daniel Marlon, who we're both big fans of. So, look, obviously, Emery's, I would say, top 5 coach in the Prem, so he knows what he's doing, but they are looking a little bit lost at the moment, which does make me waver a little bit on Ollie Watkins. In saying that, Villa have a golden run until Gameweek 7. They actually link up quite well with Arsenal. I was talking to you about this earlier this week. So if you're looking for a Saka replacement, I'm still relatively keen on Ollie Watkins. He's putting up 5s and 6s without scoring, so it's not too bad. After looking pretty ordinary for the first 2 game weeks, Villa's fixtures. Oh my god, I should be reading my own run sheet more. Villa's fixtures open up really well, while other people may look to jump off Watkins. So I should read my notes, well, your notes, way more before I start talking. 'Cause
Well,
I literally just said that without even looking. So, yeah, we're both keen on Watkins. The watch list from this game were Tara, Cody, and Villa attackers. Cody does feature later in one, what defenders you should be starting, and two, players under 5% you should be looking at. So we'll talk about him more. Looking at the XG of this, mate, this was a game as well. Burnley
oh my God.
0.77 on the XG to Sunderland. They got away 2-0 winners. Josh Cullen, 25
Sorry,
points.
can I toot my own horn?
Yeah, you were talking. You were bigging him up, weren't you?
Had Josh Cullen on the watch list last week, just quietly. 1 goal, 1 assist. Look, anyone who jumped on because of me last week, I'll send you the invoice. But no, seriously. And we'll talk about this in a second when we actually get to it on the run sheet. But the only attack that Burnley have, and you can see it straight away. You could see it in the first game against Spurs, and it was so prominent in this game too, is Anthony, Cullen, and Hartman on the left side. They will not do anything on the right side or up the middle. That left side, they're awesome. Cullen, Anthony, and Hartman. Everyone else in that team is just so bang average that they can't do nothing.
Yeah, no, 100%. Look, as much as we were pumping up Maxime Electric Steve in the preseason, the minute I saw Hartman in the sort of final preseason game, seeing him on set pieces to save 200k, that's where I pivoted late. So very happy with that pick as well. I think he looks unreal down the left. But yeah, Colin, 25 points, 1 goal, 1 assist. Jaden Anthony, 20 points, 1 goal, 1 assist, and Quindili Hartman, 13 points, clean sheet. Top 3 scorers in this game, all playing on that left for Burnley. So definitely one to target when they do have good fixtures, which they don't have for a couple more weeks now. So yeah, putting them on the pine. Mate, Ballard. Look, I never liked cheer injury because that's gross, but I did enjoy seeing him get minimal points after everyone jumped on. And I feel like you and I were the only 2 people that were like, please do not buy him. And yeah, he's now out for 2 to 3 weeks. If you bought him, I think you've got to hold, unfortunately.
Have to hold. Like, it sucks that he's out now. If you've jumped on, you still get to get a decent price rise when he comes back in 2 to 3 weeks. He might only miss like 2 games, but still, Sunderland, they beat West Ham. It was always going to happen. They were going to be average, and I bigged up Burnley at home, and they produced for me. So shout out my guys.
Yeah, definitely worth noting there. If it's a 3-week injury, missing this week, missing international break, potentially back in game week 4 as well. So if you do have him, get a couple of price rises, and then look to move off. Sucks if you did jump on him, but bit of a learning point to maybe not make reactionary trades off 1 week. If he performed again, then we were more on board with it. But yeah, just 1 week and a massive outlier score. Maybe just keep that in the back of your pocket when you are making trades later on in the season. And Maxime Stev, obviously our heartthrob, came off. He hobbled late, but revealed via Instagram that it was just cramps.
How funny was that? Someone's like, please tell me you're okay, Steve. He goes, all good, mate. Just cramps with the thumbs up emoji.
I love when like obscure players get really popular in fantasy and they like sort of lean into it. I'm all here for it.
The old international players just dropping the thumbs up and shit.
All good, mate. And calling him Steve was world class. Eye test, yeah, we've always spoken about this. Cullen and Anthony, like on that left, were great. Hartman as well was really good. Love a wing back on a dominant side on set pieces, and Anthony and Cullen were both really good. Thoughts? Fixtures for both these teams turn really bad and makes it hard to target any money enablers. 100% Mr. Deadly. These teams both suck, and I don't want any more pieces of what I already have, and I have one too many of them.
I'm happy with my Quindili Hartman. He's cool. He's not going to produce for me for the next 3 weeks minimum. So 4 weeks. The Burnley run is so gross. United, Liverpool, Forest, City, Villa is the next 5.
Yep.
They're going to get fingered.
I mean, it was a good win. It was a good win for them to get 3 points on the board, especially against the relegation rival. So that definitely is going to help. But yeah, the next couple of weeks are going to suck. Mate, Arsenal 5 leads donuts. 2.88, 2.17. Arsenal defense is just doing bits. And Urian Timber putting up a generational game. 45 points, bunch of DEFCON, 2 goals, 1 assist, clean sheet. He might be the greatest player I've ever seen.
Is that Cafu or is
that
yeah?
Is Calafiori Roberto Carlos?
Have we just got the Brazilian backline, the old 2000s late 90s Brazilian backline going on here?
We
What's
were
going on?
we were saying in the WhatsApp, if you've never played any kind of fantasy football, you may think Ricardo Calafiori is potentially a Ballon d'Or nominee because
Better than Maldini.
the first 2 weeks he's been unreal. 2 clean sheets, 2 clean sheets, 2 assists, a goal. He's been great. Obviously, Tim with a humongous score. And Victor Gyökeres, 22 points with 2 goals as well on pens. Fantastic to see for fans of the Arsenal. Big ones out of this game. Bukayo Saka off with a hamstring injury, out for 3 to 4 weeks. Not great. Positive note, not the same hamstring he did a couple of seasons ago.
Initial reports were the same hamstring that he had surgery on in the off season, which if that was the case, he was probably looking at 8 to 10 weeks.
Yeah.
So it's good to see that not good to say that he got injured, but it's good to see that it's not a serious one. Yeah.
Martin Odegaard came off in the 38th minute with a shoulder complaint, but should be available for Liverpool this week. Ricardo Calafiori and Urian Timber and Noni Medawaki came off at the 64th minute mark after the game had been won. From the eye test, Timber and Calafiori were unreal. And it's going to be hard for Ben White and Miles Lewis-Skelly to come back in the side, especially with the way that back four is humming. It's a world-class back four. It's Calafiori, it's Gabriel, it's Saliba, it's Timber, and it's Raya at the back. So great for them.
My thing is, just quickly, I do still think Ben White starts against Liverpool because they're going to want the extra defense that he's going to provide. He missed this game with a knock. So I don't even know if Yuri Timber was going to start, but he definitely made his start well known. But I do still think Ben White actually gets the start and right back role against Liverpool. They're going to want the defense. Calafiori should be all right for now, but just keep a sneaky eye out on Arsenal in the transfer window. They're just doing some shit to piss off Spurs at the minute, and $60 million for a left back is coming very, very soon, they reckon.
Yeah, out of Bayer Leverkusen. So interesting to watch there. So just cucking Spurs at every moment. Out of this game, obviously, Bukayo Saka, a big talking point, out for likely 3 game weeks as he becomes an automatic sell. I do agree. I think he's a buy back in round 8 or game week 8. I think their fixtures turn quite nicely. And yeah, it could be a good link up with Ollie Watkins as well. And Victor Gyökeres on pens as well. People were like, oh, why didn't you give the pen to the 15-year-old? Victor Gyökeres broke up with his girlfriend to move to England. There was no way he's ever giving up goals.
Can I just mention, by the way, that is now, since Max Dowman has made a professional appearance in an Arsenal shirt in the preseason, he has got a pen, like been fouled in the box in all 3 games. He is the GOAT.
Yeah, people just want to hack a 15-year-old. So would I.
He's a GOAT. He's fucking awesome. I'm jealous that Everton can't find talent like him.
He is born in 2009. That is cooked. We have a guy born in 2000. I thought Lamine Yamal was bad, but we've got Max Dowman, so crazy. Watchers from this game, obviously Calafiori, Timber, and Gyökeres as well. Palace 1, Forest 1, 1.1, 2.9 XG, very even game. Daniel Munoz, 13 points, 1 assist. Callum Hudson-Odoi, 13 points with a goal. And Ndoi with 11 points and an assist. Not huge amount of relevance out of this game. Obviously, Barichi Eze, the news was confirmed that he is off to the Arsenal. And it does make Devaney an interesting option, but looks like they're in the market. I don't blame them. I don't think Devaney's capable of having 38 games put through him just yet. So not an option for me, but Ismail Assar definitely does shoot up, as does JP Mateta as well. So both those guys are worth discussing.
How about obviously Devaney just started in this the place of Eze, but how about Devaney coming off 66 minutes in for Roman Esse? So we replaced Eze with Esse.
Yes. They had some jerseys to sell in the merch store still.
Gotta love it. But I thought Esse was much better than Devaney when in his time on the pitch. So potentially we might see a 20-year-old cheapie get a run soon.
Douglas Luiz coming in for Forest, I think it's got big implications. I think Ibrahima Sangare moves to the bench, but I also think Elliot Anderson comes off set pieces as well. Because Douglas Luiz is just a freak from the dead spot. So yeah, probably just has a bit of an effect all around. Callum Hudson-Odoi looks really good, as he always does. He's a guy that I love watching play. Daniel Munoz, still, once again, a top 5 defender. We spoke about that in the preseason. Mateta and Wood, both options once the draw opens up. Wood is interesting. Plays West Ham this week, and then I think the fixtures get a little bit gross, but definitely considering. And Ismail Assar is really tempting with no SA, as we discussed. Watch this from this one, yeah. Sarr, Mateta, and Wood. We've sort of spoken about those guys. Not too much to take out of this game. It was a game of football with very little relevant options from SuperCoach. Obviously, Forest performed so well last year that all their guys are priced at value or overvalue, and very similar with Palace as well.
Yeah, they're all at value. Maybe some of them are underpriced, but they quickly reach their price that they should be.
Mate, Everton 2, Brighton 0, XG. Oh, you got battered. 1.6 to 2.4.
Oh, half of that was the pen.
Yeah.
Piss off.
1.6 to 2.43. You mentioned a pen there as well. Jordan Pickford, 22 points, clean sheet, and a penalty save. Jack Grealish, 2 assists, 20 points, and James Garner, 19 points, 1 goal. Jack Grealish has now had the same amount of assists for Everton as he had with his entire time at Man City, which is
because he's great.
Which is very sad. He's a baller.
We make footballers like we don't.
I don't know why Pep signed him, because it's not like I never thought he was a Pep player. Like, he's not very systematic.
He's not really. He was always sort of just a hug to touchline. What Jeremy Doku is what Pep thought Grealish was going to be, but for
much more,
100 million.
No, he's great. Like, obviously, and people are saying essential. I'm not sure I'd go that far.
No way.
I think he's great. He's bottom dollar and he's performing, which is unreal. But like, are we saying he's essential if he doesn't get 2 goals this week? No.
I'm getting him, but at the same time, there's no fucking way he is essential. Like, after Wolves this week, we're gonna get pumped the next month.
Yeah, and I'm not trying to double up on Keenan Dewsbury Hall and Grealish. And if I had Keenan Dewsbury Hall, I probably wouldn't sell to Grealish. I think that's just a waste of a trade. Carlos Baleba off at half-time. Then he started in place of the injured Jorginho Rutter. Shout out to Hertzler for not giving us any information. The first time
he didn't even tell us that Rutter had a knock. He just
he never does. He never does. Him, Eddie Howe, Mikel Arteta never give updates. So welcome. And Danny Welbeck missed a pen. Oh, sorry, Jorginho Rutter missed a pen. So
Welbeck
missed a pen for the injured Rutter. So Rutter definitely on pens.
Shout out Matt O'Reilly, who probably would have scored that pen.
He was, not on the field.
No, he was on. I said it last episode. I said if Welbeck starts, he's the main penalty taker. But since he didn't play last week, O'Reilly took it, and at least they were both on. And look, Welbeck's not going to be starting pen taker anymore. Shout out Matt O'Reilly, by the way. That 2.43 xG that Brighton had, I reckon one of it came from him. Basically missing a wide open net right in front. So shout out Matt O'Reilly. That's my guy.
I still think he's a good pick, Matt O'Reilly.
I mean, he had so many chances. He was just so sloppy and poor with them. But I think he's now going to be back on pens. So, I still rate him as a decent pick if you want to go there.
Yeah, no, agreed. I liked him last week. I still like him this week, and I like him now that Welbeck missed a pen. What else? There was something else I want to talk about, but I cannot remember. Itaz Grealish was great, as he always is in a free system. Pickford, unreal, of course. Keenan Dewsbury Hall, unlucky. Would have scored a 9-pointer without the penalty conceded. Gave away a pen, which is annoying. But 9 points in BP. We spoke about him last week. Put up good numbers and when he did nothing as well. So he's a guy that can churn out points. And Matt O'Reilly was very poor with his chances, of course. Maxime de Kuyper, mate. He is that boy. A -1.
He's still my guy. But at the same time, he's a big talking point for me this week. So he copped an absolute bath from Iliman Ndiaye straight away. And then copped a yellow card after taking Ndiaye down quite early on into the game. Never really got into it on attack. He had a good chance right before that. Shot went straight at Pickford though. Not too much else he really did. But the thing that concerns me with Maxime de Kuyper, like obviously the left back role is still there, but sometimes when they're building up on the right side especially, he drops back into the centre back and creates the 3 way too many oftentimes for me to justify holding him at 5 million. especially when I don't have another defender I can sell, and I want a piece of this Tottenham defense.
Yep.
So De Kuyper, he's gone for me, but Brighton's fixtures not terrible, and I'm so positive that attacking contributions are going to come so soon that if you can figure out a way to hold, I would do it.
Yeah, hold, but also try and get yourself a piece of the Tottenham defense. I'm not getting a piece myself because I don't want to make 2 trades unless I sell like a deal for like a Mickey Van de Ven, which maybe, but yeah, like it's definitely something to worth consider as well. Mate, Fulham 1, United 1. Huge talking point out of this game is Bruno. We'll touch on him very soon. But top scorer of this game was Emil Smith-Rowe with a 12-pointer. Alex Iwobi with an 11. And Bruno Fernandes, 1 point. However, bit of copium. 8 times out of 10, he finishes this game on 17 points. It's a violent swing when you miss a penalty because you don't get the point. You don't get the 10 points or whatever it is for a midfielder goal, but you also lose points for the missed pen. So it was a 16-point swing. Very, very un-Bruno-like for him to miss.
Danny Welbeck would have finished on like 3 because he missed the pen, finished on -4. So shout out the EPL score, EPL SuperCoach scoring because it really fucked us with Bruno this week.
And he's a bit of a pot actually, Bruno. Like he's less owned than what I thought. So yeah,
I'm excited. I'm fucking thrilled to own him now.
Yeah, I'm not sure after watching United Grimsby Town this morning, but hey.
Hey, did he even play? I don't. Oh no, he did. But
he came on the second half.
Yeah, shout out Grimsby though. Shout out the Grimsby goalkeeper. Did you see his post game interview?
Yeah, he was dirty.
I'm a United fan, so it actually hurt.
World class. There was concerns obviously after this game that Bruno would no longer be on pens with Matheus Cunha or Brian Mbeumo. For anyone that's not up to date, United went to a pen shootout with Grimsby Town this morning in the Carabao Cup. Both Cunha and Mbeumo missed their pens, so there is no concern. And Bruno slotted his pretty well. And Benjamin Sesko was 8th in line, which is
interesting.
Yeah. For injury rotation risk, Ahmad and Casemiro off at the 52-minute mark for Dalot and Sesko. So good to see Sesko but getting some minutes under his legs. Antonio Robinson came on the 62-minute mark for Fulham whilst he comes back with the injury. Josh King off for Emil Smith-Rowe, who scored. ESR took a good chance to start for the next game. From the eye test, Mateus de Ligt looked very, very good once again. Patrick Dorgu just couldn't really get into this game. And yeah, I mean, Cunha and Burma getting good looks. I'm not really loving having any United attack at the moment, but they are playing Burnley this week, so that's definitely talking points.
If they blank this week, once they're like 7 million, because they're going to drop so much money, I'm all over Matheus Cunha. He's probably had like 1.5 XG alone in the first two game weeks and hasn't scored. So if he blanks, I'm all over him when he drops in money.
Yeah, and obviously Bruno missing the pen was a 16-point swing. So yeah, really, really tough for that. And the last game of the week, very fiery one. Newcastle 2-3 Liverpool.
That's XG.
There was 5 goals scored in this game and a 1.5 XG. Shows you that XG is for nerds. Newcastle 0.98 to Liverpool's 0.69. Cody Gakpo with a 17-pointer and with 2 assists. Bruno Guimaraes with 13 points, 1 goal. Hugo Ekitike getting on the goal once again. And I don't have the soundbite, but I need the do I have the soundbite? No, I don't have it. It's the Jesse Pinkman. He can't keep getting away with this. For Mo Salah getting a very, very late time junk assist, which is
give it to Szoboszlai. It was all Szoboszlai. Salah didn't even do anything. It was Szoboszlai's dummy.
Newcastle's best number 9 of the club, Anthony Gordon, with a red card.
Who's going to start at 9 for them? I wonder if they had a good number 9 in the wings that they could potentially, give a run.
Can't think of it. I'm honestly, I'm very curious on who they do play at 9.
I actually have no clue who they.
No Callum Wilson now either. So.
I actually genuinely reckon Joel Linton would have went up front.
Oh, throwback to Joel Linton.
little throwback, but he's probably going to miss with an injury as well. So
yeah. But yeah, Anthony Gordon, red card, will miss some time. Joel Linton and Sandro Tonali off with injuries. Newcastle are hopeful they aren't as bad as first feared, but good luck getting anything out of Eddie Howe.
Eddie Howe, he made it seem like that they were both out for the season in his his post game press conference. He was devastated.
Yeah, no, and then
And then
you'll
like,
find
oh
out
no, they're good.
you'll find out that Joel Linton's actually like the fittest he's ever been. It's just classic Eddie Howe. Fabian Schär also off with a concussion and will have another 12-day stand-down period. I'm so used to saying 11-day stand-down period after saying concussion with the NRL, but off with a 12-day stand-down period and will most likely miss it next week, which, yes. Kedi Yakbo looked awesome once again. Bruno Guimaraes was wonderful. Mo Salah, junk time assist. He can't get getting away with this. Szoboszlai was an inverted right back, which we probably expected to happen with Connor Bradley, not 100% fit, and no Frimpong, and it just left their midfield a little bit exposed because there was no Alexis McAllister as well. But good to see Ryan Gravenberch come back. Mate, this German fraud, Florian Wirtz, fails to produce once again. A lot of people are selling. We'll talk about him now. Has a break-even of 16. But is it worth jumping off? Does have Burnley next week, so it's the carrot being dangled in front of you. It's like, oh,
he screams like produce nothing. Now that everyone's jumping off, he gets a brace against Arsenal and then scores a hat-trick against Burnley and just becomes like 10 million in 2 weeks. He absolutely reeks of it. But at the same time, he really hasn't had to do anything. Like Liverpool, while not looking great against Newcastle, he didn't have to do anything in that first game. He didn't even need to get involved against Bournemouth. And look, I think if you're Florian Wirtz and you haven't really got a Saka trouble or something like that, I think it's pretty safe that you can jump off. I wouldn't risk it, especially with Arsenal this week.
Yeah. Hugo Ekitike is a huge one, mate. He's got an unreal break even. He's looking really good. He is cheap enough that I'm happy to pay a premium for him to know what his role is next week after the transfer window. I could be looking at making like a double trade of something like a midfielder, a Bruno down and like a Igor Thiago up to Ekitike. So it's I'd rather wait the week and know that Isak's not coming before I do jump on and buy him. But look, I own him myself, so I'm obviously loving having him. But with Ekitike, it's more a case of like just wait until you know what his role is in this team, because make no doubt about it, Alexander Isak comes in, probably doesn't start straight away, but will start and be the first choice number 9 week in, week out. If the signing gets over the line. If he doesn't, Hugo Ekitike becomes, I would say, must have.
Yeah, I don't like to throw the term must have around too much, but he's averaging 16.5 in the last 2 weeks. He has
he's on track for 38 league goals a season.
He is probably the greatest player I've seen in my life.
Agreed.
No, in all seriousness, I don't like to throw away the term must have, but he's going to be the pick of the Liverpool bunch. Obviously, even with Mohamed Salah there, Ekitike is just more involved. Yeah. Like Salah, if his heat map, he's just stuck on the touchline now. There's nothing central, nothing like that. Ekitike is everywhere, and he's scoring good goals.
Agreed. And 6.5 million for Liverpool's number 9 will be unreal. But yeah, definitely wait until after the international break.
Leave the football before the football leaves you. The football's left them. Who's
the football left this week, Jamie? Who's on fraud watch? I think we mentioned one of them. It's Florian Wirtz. He is a certified fraud. He'll never amount to anything in this game. Let's write him off now. One of the worst purchases of the season from Liverpool. In all seriousness, I think give him time to bet in, but I can't bear with him while he's betting into the league.
Yeah. My fraud of the week this week, and I would like to give it to their whole team because they are frauds, but Erling Braut Haaland, 47.6% owned. Absolutely nothing. 3-pointer, blanked, didn't even look like scoring. Yep, sweet. So shout out to him. He looked like he was going to make a bulk ton of cash after that Wolves game. Now he's got a 9 break even, and you can safely wait on him if you want to.
Honestly, if you own Bukayo Saka, honestly, it's worth rolling the dice and praying for another blank against Brighton, because then you can do a Saka to Haaland straight swap. But
yeah,
it's going to be a very nervous watch. Let's move into the SuperCoach talking points for this week.
It can't go on like this, can it?
It can.
That's a bit like your team. Can't get any worse this week, can it?
Oi.
The weekly high score this week, 192. That's more than you and I scored combined from Maresca Hargitay. Shout out to them. Mate, how about this for a team? VC'd João Pedro, but captained Cole Palmer. So I couldn't even loop. Just couldn't loop.
Just couldn't loop, but it worked.
So AE for that was Yamalak with a 10. Also had Andy Robertson in defense with an AE of Kyle Walker with 11 points coming in. Honestly,
I'm looking at it now. It's the most horribly built team, and it's
it's scored more than you and I combined.
Fair play, whatever. I'm not
getting one next.
He's got Kemper on the bench.
What a guy! Shout out to him. He's not in the inside league, so I would assume he's not a Talking Tactics listener, but he's top scored this week, which is something I've never done in SuperCoach. So well done. The trends and talking points this week, mate. Palmer and Saka both injured. Mohamed Salah underwhelming. Is this the week to boost? Is Calafiori the greatest player of all time? The transfer window closes on Saturday, and from now on, late game weeks set 9:30 on Saturday night rather than 5 o'clock in the morning. Let's circle back to the top. Palmer and Saka both injured. Palmer, you and I are both more inclined to hold. We will talk about that more in the buy, hold, and sell, or the top 10 most bought and sold players segment this week. Mohamed Salah underwhelming. Are you selling?
Look, if I had Salah, it's hard to say. I don't think I would sell, but if you got Salah, you're not loving life, but you know what you got into, and you're just lucky that he's gotten into this junky bullshit. But he's Salah. He's still good. Like, no matter how much he hugs the touchline and just looks ordinary, he's still going to put up decent scores and get that junk. So I guess you made your bed. You got to lay in it now.
Yeah, no, agreed. Is this the week to boost? Obviously, you come from an AFL background. I come from an NRL background. Week 3 is generally the time to boost because you're getting on all the rookie price rises. But I'm looking, and maybe this is just me, right? I'm looking at a lot of these guys with massively low break evens, and none of them are like, I desperately need them. And maybe because I've started with like an okay team, and like no one in my team is really shitting it up massively. But like I'm looking at some of these guys with like low break evens, and like I don't really want many of them. So maybe it's not the week to boost.
I currently have the boost going with 3 trades being made, but there is every chance that I go down to 1 trade. Like, I'm getting rid of Saka no matter what. Besides that, I'm sort of just making trades because I want guys. Like, I want a piece of the Spurs defense. I'm bringing in Pedro Porro this week because he's at a premium price. I can't really see him getting too much cheaper. And with the Spurs run and how awesome he is, I can see upside there. I'm also, I think, due to the fact that Palmer is out and I don't really want to play Josh King, I think I probably will get Grealish in. Like, it's just sort of, these are trades I don't really have to make if I don't want to. It's just sort of, I feel like in the long run, holding trades is going to be better in the long run, obviously. But I think for right now, using my boost is going to work out better than not keeping the trades in the long run. May as well get the guys that, I could potentially have for the whole season, or, get this moneymaker who's going to be hopefully the guy. There's definitely some of these cheap guys that I've got no interest in that are set to make huge cash though, which we'll talk about in a second.
Pedro Porro is going to suck for you when you see a Andre Iraola masterclass, and it's a 1-0 win to Bournemouth, courtesy of a Adrian Truffett assist as he's sitting in my defense.
It'll probably
add into your DMs. Is Ricardo Calafiori the greatest player of all time? What are we seeing? And for people that have never played this sport before, how much of a trap is he, or is he?
Okay,
Sorry, I just want to clarify as well. If he scores 10 points this week, he's going to make 3.5 million.
Oh yeah, it's ridiculous. If he scores 0, makes 2.2, I think.
That's cool.
So obviously, and this is going to be my biggest talking point, is obviously he just steps onto the park, scores 0. He could come on for a minute if he doesn't start. He's going to make 2 million. But doesn't that tell you that later on down the track, it's going to be easier to find guys who are, going to make heaps of money. Like you look at Jurien Timber, he scored a 0 and then scored a 45, and he's got a negative 23 break even. If someone just has a 30-pointer just randomly, and they're like a fallen primo. Let's say everyone jumps off Bowen, and then game week 8 scores 2 goals, has a 30-pointer, and now he's like 7 million, and everyone's going to jump back on him. That's just the way I see it. The fallen primos are going to be the guys that win it, and like you can jump on Calafiori, get a quick cash grab, but I feel like it's just so easy to make money that there's just no need to. And realistically, Calafiori's assists, while decent assists, they're not sustainable. The goal he scored definitely wasn't sustainable. It was just a pissy little back post header off a corner. So I personally have zero interest in going Calafiori, but I can see the appeal. It just absolutely reeks of being most traded in game week 3, most traded out game week 5. And I don't want to blow 2 trades on a guy who I know for a fact I'm not going to start him against Liverpool and Forest. Like if I get him in, I'm not starting him. What's the point? I may as well get guys who I might start for cheaper.
Yeah. I don't think he's as bad as Daniel Ballard last week. Like, I'll make it known. I thought Ballard was a horrendous trade last week, and if you bought him, like, there's no way to sugarcoat it. I thought he was a terrible trade. In saying that, so last season in the Prem, 19 matches for Calafiori, 2 goals, 1 assist. He's got 1 goal, 2 assists in 2 games. He's obviously not going to average 3 times 18. He's not going to average 50 goal returns this season.
He scored a 21 and a 27 in 72 and 64 minutes.
Yeah.
And they're going to want to rotate him, Lewis Skelly. And if they get Hincapie as well, they're going to rotate them 3 a lot. And I don't want to borrow that. My big thing is I know I'm not going to start him. If I get him, I'm not starting him against Liverpool. No way. I might start him against Forest, but I doubt it. And no way am I starting him against City at all. So I'm getting a guy for 5.6 million to ride the pine.
He's not a guy I can see myself holding.
No way.
At game week 15. So that's my only concern. If you want to jump on for a cash grab, like it'll be a great cash grab. You'll probably make 3.5, 4 million
I think there's going to be
over the next couple of weeks.
Cash grabs, especially like.
But it's
early eyeing off Rodri, scored 5 in 15 minutes. Like it's going to be easy.
You're definitely going to be having to trade him out in due course. So that's definitely something to consider. And the last talking point, a couple more. Transfer window closes this Saturday. Not much to talk about, but just keep an eye out on Twitter or wherever you get your news sources from. Plenty of moves happening. And late game weeks now at 9:30 on Saturdays rather than 5 a.m. in the morning. Mate, quick mini league update. Bloody United, Cameron. Not only does he sit first in the Insight League, he also sits first overall. So shout out to him. He was also the top scorer of this week with 164, which, great stuff from him. He's in the WhatsApp. He loves it. He gets around it, which is great. We love to see Cameron doing well. Let's move into officially the game week preview at the 52-minute mark, so I can make a timestamp because people asked for that in the show notes last week. Let's talk about the trade trends, mate. The most popular players brought in, the most popular players sold. We'll give our thoughts on all 20 of them and whether we think they're viable picks. The first one being Ricardo Calafiori, brought in by nearly 19% of the game, 5,648 transfers in. I think we've given our thoughts on him quite a bit. The second one, mate, Jack Grealish. We've spoken about him a little bit as well, but we'll talk on him more in depth. Looks very good. Looks like Aston Villa, Jack Grealish. I think he's a great purchase this week. I'm not going to use the must-have term or essential, but I think he's a really, really good pickup.
Yeah, 100%. I'm in the same boat. Scored a 20, obviously scored a 2 against Leeds in minimal minutes. He's going to play consistent minutes for Everton now that he's aware of the system and now fully a part of the squad. He's going to be one of the first guys on the team sheet. I've got him in just due to the simple fact that I know I'm going to start him against Wolves, potentially might start him against Villa. And I'm hoping he goes all right because let's just say he scores 20 again this week. That break even next week is going to be gorgeous.
Yeah, I do worry for me that Jack Grealish is going to be one of those ones that I just let get away. I'm looking at my midfield, and I'm not sure who I sell for him. Jared Bowen, Bruno, Tajini Reinders, Cole Palmer. I'm not selling any of those. And then I could maybe sell Kenan Dewsbury Hall, but I feel like that's just a little bit like
bit sideways.
Bit sideways. So.
Like Dewsbury Hall, he's just been so unlucky. And the biggest problem is his base is so good, but his upside isn't the greatest. Like, he is completely and utterly the link man. Like, he I reckon he got the pass to assist for both of Grealish's assists. So there you go.
Yeah. Richarlison, 4.5 million, 2,000 trades in. Look, they look good, right? I get it, right? I get it. I think people are buying Richarlison that maybe don't know the full picture. Like, they're seeing a guy that's 4.5 million starting scoring goals. I'm seeing a guy that is coming off in the mid-60s and has Dominic Solanke breathing down his throat, and it takes one slip up for Richarlison to have Solanke back taking that rightful number 9.
Yeah, the second Europe starts, and I said this to someone in the WhatsApp last night, the second Europe starts, they're going to be rotated even worse than Delap and João Pedro. And I preached a Delap and João Pedro rotation in the preseason so much to the point where I'm pretty sure I scared people off everything Chelsea. But yeah, Richarlison for me, like, he's good. He's going to play, but not whether it's 20 minutes or is it 70? That's the big thing. And I'd rather, while I would do want a piece of this Tottenham team, I'd rather go for a guy who's more nailed on, who's not even in the top 10 in Mohamed Kudus.
Yeah.
And he's been my favorite, my top Tottenham player the past 2 weeks. Got both the assists for Richarlison's goals in game week 1, scored an 8 just in base. Like, he's a guy I'm more interested in than Richarlison, even though he's 2 million more expensive. I'd rather take the role over the score and the price. I've said it too many times.
Agreed. As much as we love Josh Collins' performance, put him in the watch list. I think 5.7 million for a Burnley option coming into a pretty tough run for me is something that we can both happily let go ourselves.
Yep.
Moises Caicedo, 1,800 trade-ins, plays Fulham this week, 6.7 million. For me, this is just a bit of what it says on the tin. Like, it's just a defensive midfielder that got a good score last week that people are flocking towards. I'm not as keen.
Yeah, my thing is if you were going to get Caicedo, you basically had to start with him. Because there was no other real mid-priced options. Now that the West Ham and the Palace game have gone, he's scored good, and he's going to make money, but he's not a guy that's you're going to hold for forever. He's just sort of there. Like, he's just a guy.
He's reliable, right? Like, don't expect the world.
He's going to play 90 every week. He's going to play 38 games. Like, he's cool, but the big scores have already happened. He's not going to make too much money. Like, he's going to make money, obviously, but he's not going to make enough to the point where he's a must trade in.
Like, he's not a stepping stone to a primo.
Yeah, no, not at all.
In saying that, like, he's going to play every game, and he'll be there. Like, he'll be a good fifth midfielder for the end of the season. But it's just like,
yeah, I mean, he's cool. He's cool.
He's fine.
If you want to get him, sure. But yeah.
7.5 million for Urian Timber. I think this is just a hard no for you and I.
Yeah, I think it has to be. It's definitely, it screams chasing last week's points. I wish he would score 45 again, but I don't think he's getting that anywhere close to it. And now with the Liverpool Forest City matchup, he's not even going to make much money. He's already 7.5 million. I'll let this one through the keeper.
Yeah. Hugo Ekitike is a buy for me, but just with a huge caveat on it, just to wait a week. 6.5 million. Like, I love him as an asset. I own him. I'm so happy to have him. But sorry, I don't even own him. I own him in FPL. I'm so forgetful.
I own him. I love him. I own him and I love him. But
no, I do own him. I'm so sorry. I do own him. For me, because he's not highlighted on this screenshot that I've taken for some reason. But for me, it's just like I want to wait. And I'll be devastated if Isak signs because I'm probably going to have to move off him. But
yeah,
I just wait. I'd pay the extra money in game week 4 when he plays Burnley, and you know that Isak's there or Isak isn't there. João Pedro, 8.4 million. I was so keen on this move when I heard 6 to 7 weeks for Palmer. Now it's 1. Yeah. Well done if you have him, but not for me.
Once again, once Palmer's in, he's going to go straight back into that rotation with Delap. He's only going to play 65 minutes normally in most games. If he gets a return, cool. Otherwise, it's just going to look like that Palace game where he gets a 1.
Yep. Cody Gakpo, 7.3 million. Again, very similar boat to Ekitike. I think he's a great pick, but just wait until next week for Liverpool assets. David Ornstein, AC Milan reached an agreement with Chelsea to sign Christopher Nkunku. Shout out to them. And mate, the cheapest way into this Tottenham defense, reliable, because obviously you've got Jed Spence and Destiny Doggy, but they're a bit too risky for me. The cheapest way into this nailed defense, Guglielmo Vicario, 5.2 million. I can get on board with this one.
Yeah, I can back it, especially if you started with a keeper who was pretty ordinary. But at the same time, I don't want to make too many trades with keepers. If we get news that Donnarumma signs for City, mate, I would make the James Trafford to Vicario trade. If you're gonna have two keepers, I would make a James Trafford to Vicario trade in a heartbeat.
Yeah, no, I agree. I like Vicario. I liked him the preseason. The only reason I didn't go in for round one was I think I just found some extra cash to get Sanchez, but really regretting not having Vicario.
FTV Claude, I'm going to ask you the same question that I asked.
It's time to go!
Oh, shout out. It's time to go, mate. People were getting rid of them. Cole Palmer. I'm not. I'm keeping him. The most traded out player this week at 11%, 12.7 million. I'm still keeping Cole Palmer. I'll assess what happens after the international break.
Yeah, I'm the same. He's good enough to the point where it's only a 1 week injury. I'm going to, there's just no doubt in my mind I'm going to want him back, even if I trade him out. So just save the trade.
Yeah, agreed. Jeremy Frimpong, we discussed him last week. Yes, trade out for us.
Yeah, trade out. Yeah.
Florian Wirtz, we've already discussed him as well. We both think he is a bit of a trade out as well. Maxime de Kuyper, 5 million. 4.4% of people have seen enough of the Flying Belgian.
Yeah, he leans in a trade if possible for me. Like, if there's no one else, trade. Otherwise, I think holding could be good. Like, after the City matchup, he's going to lose money. Let's just be honest. But there's some definite decent fixtures coming up for Brighton, and there's 100% a chance that he gets a attacking return, and is a guy that we're probably buying back, which I hope not.
Martin Odegaard, 7.9 million. A lot of people are trading him out. We know that he's going to be right for game week 3, but no Bukayo Saka, not even a Weki or / Ebrichi Eze playing there. I'm okay with trading him out. I think there's a lot of unsurety around this Arsenal attack for now, and I'd be okay getting rid of Martin Odegaard, but really I'm not making like a second trade to do it. Like, it's only if this is your one and only trade.
Yeah, 100%. I think the big thing as well is the run they've got, like Liverpool, Forest, City, next 3. Not going to be too many attacking returns. It would have been nice to see what he did against. He probably would have contributed a whole bunch against Leeds, and we would have been talking to him about him as a trade in. But yeah, off injured, it's whatever. He's probably going to be right, but at the same time, he's not a guy you're looking at anymore.
Now, Ollie Watkins. I cannot get behind trading out Ollie Watkins. In fact, we'll talk about our trade soon, but Ollie Watkins features in my buys and sells, and it's not in the sells. So I'm really keen on him. I understand that Villa haven't looked good, but Villa have shown me over the last 2 seasons that they are a good side, and nothing has changed to suggest they're not. I think that's gone through a bad patch. He's still averaging 5 points, doing absolutely nothing. Let me read you out his fixtures between now and round 7. Palace, Everton, Sunderland, Fulham, Burnley. Then it does get very tricky with Tottenham, City, Liverpool back to back, but I plan on moving off to Bukayo Saka, back to going Saka. Then I cannot trade out Ollie Watkins at all.
No, I'm in the exact same boat. I would rather would rather buy him than sell him.
Agreed. Bruno Fernandes. My skipper this week.
My skipper this week too.
Yeah,
he's my number one skipper option. Like, there's just, he missed a pen. It's a 16-point swing. Like,
yeah.
I mean, I get he's going to lose money, but at the same time, who are you trading to that is so like must have? Like, you're going to want him back. That's all I see with this.
Who are people buying? Who is in that price at submitted? Are people selling?
Like, people are just going all the way down. Yeah, they're just going all the way down, keeping like 20 million in the bank, which, okay, sure. Once my person who averaged 12 for their whole career finally does that, I'd like to see how that works out for you. But anyway.
Yeah, no, agreed. I'm not selling Kobe Manu. I'd be selling him my SuperCoach team because United are also selling in real life. So Yeah,
get him gone.
he's gone. Same with Destiny Doggy not playing, and Bukayo Saka. We've discussed him as a sell as well. Let's move into captaincy.
This was the no-brainer. This was the banker. This was the one that couldn't fail. This was one that's never failed.
Oh wow, we've got. I've in the notes here. I've put ranked top 3 options, but I'll tell you what, getting 3 was trying to pull teeth out. We'll go with the vice captaincy safety net, mate. I've put our boy Mark Cucurella, 0.9% vice captained at home versus Fulham, first game of the week.
Yep. He's one of the 2 that I'm looking at for my vice captaincy. I'm looking at disgustingly 2 defenders for my vice captaincy just because I want a bit of a safety net because I don't trust Bruno at all. But Cucurella, still the crazy little shadow striker role that he's got. That's season hold. Shout out to him.
Yep, no, agreed. My second pick is Bruno Fernandes at home versus Burnley. Plays very early in the week. Think he could be the best option at 4.4%. And the last one is Richarlison. I need to mute my sleep. I don't know if that's coming through. Richarlison at 0.9% home against Bournemouth, but you're obviously looking at a Tottenham defender as well.
Yeah, so my VC is right now firmly planted on Pedro Porro, my newly acquired asset. Definitely a chance for him to get a contribution against Bournemouth. Otherwise, I expect Tottenham to hold a clean sheet unless Antoine Semenyo decides he's him, which there's a good chance he does do that. But I'm hoping just Porro can pump out a 13. Maybe anything more would be nice. But yeah, I'd take a 13 pretty comfortably.
Yeah, no, agreed. I think it's a really good pick. I think Spurs are just there, just be there. For captaincy, yeah. I'm death watching Haaland once again, 24.5% against Brighton. I pray that we get one more blank, but I'm not sure if it's going to happen.
Yeah, it's definitely the biggest worry for me this week is Erling Haaland against Brighton and how ordinary they looked, especially against Everton. I fear that it could be a big danger.
Yes, I am very worried. I was very worried when he had that bullet point header that he just didn't put away. Ollie Watkins, 0.6% captained at home against Crystal Palace. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I mean, it's fair. I mean, Palace defensively, though, have looked awesome. And this is sort of my thing with Watkins is I still do want him, but I reckon it's next week is my big thing. Because, Watkins, Palace have been awesome. They've started really good. But, look, a 0.6% captaincy, I think if you've got the nuts to do it, I'm not going to talk you out of it. But he's not there for me.
Yeah. Do you have any other shouts for captaincy?
Do I have any other shouts for captains? Who's got good matchups this week? We've got Newcastle versus Leeds. That's going to be a shit fight. Like, really, I haven't looked at anyone besides Bruno.
Yeah.
Forest against West Ham. If you have a Chris Wood, he seems like one that could for sure be one. But besides that, most of the good teams are playing each other, so it makes it pretty tough.
Yeah, it's a very interesting week for captaincy. Over the next couple of weeks, it'll be quite easy, especially if you own Salah. It opens up quite well if you own Haaland. He plays some bottom feeder in Gameweek 6 from memory, so it opens up. But yeah, this week is definitely a week to maybe go a bit rogue. Let's talk about clean sheet odds and who we should be sitting.
I want a reaction. You want to see a reaction?
We need a reaction.
You need a reaction.
You like to see a reaction.
That you do, Ollie. You do need to see a reaction, especially from some of these defenders in Deadly's team. Mine, not so much. Couple of good clean sheet odds. United, 50% clean sheet percentage against Burnley at home. Forest, 43% clean sheet against West Ham. Firstly, how do you feel about backing this United defense after watching them go down 2-0 against Grimsby Town, of all people?
Ugh. A 50% clean sheet just seems a bit how you going, but surely they've got to wake up at some point, right? Like,
I feel like they've been saying this since 2014.
I'm worried that they won't keep this clean. I'm starting Dorgu this week, but I'm worried that he scores a 1. That's where I sit in that 50% clean sheet.
I can agree. And Forest 43% versus West Ham. They're the two best. So some defenders to look at. Obviously, Dorgu versus Burnley. That's probably the cheap one. But Coyote 31% versus Sunderland. I think he's probably the next best. Apart from that, I think it's quite a grim week for cheap defenders.
Yep, 100%. I do like the look of Coyote though. He did impress me a bit, and someone in our WhatsApp, I can't remember who it was, but I'll give you a shout out tonight when I figure out who it was. I've been hyping up Coyote and telling us to get on the Coyote train all preseason. So shout out to him.
Yes. No, I have seen some Coyote love in the chat. To round off, not to round off, we've got a couple more segments. We'll do differentials. I don't have the soundbite, so I'm going to have to reenact it. It is the classic I am Jose Mourinho. Some players under 5% ownership that we are looking at. And just looking at last week's notes, mate, I'll tell you what, I did very well with these ones. I was very happy with how some of them turned out. And hopefully we get a couple more this week. Igor Thiago, 3.75 million. Christian Romero, 5.9 million. Jean-Philippe Mateta. I don't know why I said Paul. Jean-Philippe Mateta, 7.3 million. And Ismail Assar, 6.9 million as well. Mate, let's move into our moves and strategies and talk about what we're doing this week, because I'd love to hear how we're going to fix your team.
Oh, dear. All right. So my strategy for this week, I wasn't going to make a trade, but Bukayo Saka being out sort of forced my hand. Look, initially I looked at the forward options and I looked at Victor Gyökeres. It's Arsenal have a yucky run. I don't want another Liverpool asset. I could go Haaland, but I think I'd rather death ride. Watkins was there. And I sort of had a look at the Tottenham team and they really stuck out. And I sort of decided straight away that I want a piece of it. So I said, all right, Saka's going down to Kudus because I didn't want to deal with the Richarlison rotation risk. And I've locked in Pedro Porro and Kudus for Maxim de Kuyper and Bukayo Saka. They're the two trades I'm making this week, doubling up on Tottenham. And then if I do make a third trade, which I'm still 50-50 on, it's Josh King for Jack Grealish. I don't love the idea of doubling up on Grealish and KDH, especially with Everton's run. But I think the money is going to be hard to ignore, and just how good Jack Grealish actually is also going to be pretty hard to ignore.
Yeah, no, makes sense. 3.9 million, performing very, very, very well. For me, locked in transfer, obviously, Bukayo Saka. He has to go. I can't justify holding him in a very limited spot. If he was a midfielder, I could get away with it because I've got 5 of them and I could probably mask him a little bit. But just at forward, I can't justify. I can't have Hugo Ekitike and Igor Thiago leading the line for the better part of 4 weeks. So that's definitely locked in. Some tentative transfers I'm looking at, obviously upgrading Diouf from West Ham, upgrading maybe Keenan Drisby if I need to, but obviously Cole Palmer as well. He was the one that I was definitely looking at. But for me, locked in transfer, Bukayo Saka to Ollie Watkins, going against the trend of people trading out Ollie Watkins. I think their fixture run is very, very good. I think it interchanges very well with getting Saka back in. I don't want to, and if something happens and I have to hold Ollie Watkins, I'm not against it. Like if I end up having the season with Ollie Watkins, that's fine. But looking to just sort of rotate premiums a little bit, so I'm not wasting trades on a lot of these cash cows that I really don't love. Like I'm looking at some of the top 10 traded in. Calafiore's a no, Grealish is a yes, Richarlison's a no, Cullen's a no, Caicedo's a no, Timber's a no, Ekitike is a yes pending next week, Pedro's a no, Yakpo's a no, Vicario is a yes. So it's like not really out of any of that's moving the needle for me. So happy just to get off one primo for another semi-primo and reassess in a couple of weeks' time. Bench dilemmas for me, it's not really an issue. My team sort of picks itself this week off matchup. My defense is in shambles. And captaincy and vice captaincy, mate, I think you and I might be on the same thing. Cucurella VC into Bruno captaincy.
I'm Porro VC into Bruno, but could be Cucurella before. But we'll see how we go. I would have to I can't even do Porro VC the more I look at it now because him and Tyra play at the same time. There we go. Way to look at your screen, you idiot. Yes. And he plays after Bruno anyway. What am I thinking? Anyway, whatever. It's Cucurella into Bruno.
Very, very similar.
But I actually do have a bit of a sit-start situation, and it revolves around Cole Palmer being out. It's do I run one of these dud defenders like a Hartman or a Juve who I have no faith in keeping a clean sheet, or do I go out there and buy my guy Jack Grealish for Josh King? Because there's no way in hell I'm starting Josh King on a standard day. He's my last pick player. So yeah, that's sort of where my dilemma sits. And if Palmer was playing, I probably would bench Igor Thiago against Sunderland. Like that's where I'd be sitting right now. So interesting times ahead. I think for right now, I'm running a 3-4-3 with Porro, Kukurea, Dorgu, Bowen, Fernandez, KDH, Grealish, Kudus, Ekatike, Thiago. So hopefully that sticks, and we'll go from there.
I'm also running a 3-4-3 with Tyra in goal with Sanchez on the bench. It's the only way I can loot with Sanchez playing the first game of the week. Kukurea, Truffer, and Diouf as my back three with Hartman and Rodon on the bench. A midfield four of Bowen, Bruno, Reinders, and Keenan Dewsbury Hall, with Palmer obviously sitting, and a front three of Watkins, Ekatike, and Igor Thiago as well. So hopefully get some points from the front seven. But mate, that's going to wrap up once again Game Week 3. Do we have any hot takes? Last week, yours was Saka will Hall. I think that was very close. And mine was Ballard under 5 points, which, yes, it won. I don't feel great about it because he got injured. But for me this week, Tottenham to concede against Bournemouth.
No, don't even put that into the world. My hot take this week, and this is going to go against almost damn near everything I'm ever going to say ever. Dango Atara to get another return, and we're going to be looking at him next week at 9.1 million.
Our boy Dango.
Our boy Dango.
Yeah, thank you for putting us in your ears for the last hour and 15 minutes. Reminder, deadline at 9:30 on Saturday, and it will be for the foreseeable future. And you also do have the very free $0 WhatsApp to join. Please reach out to myself or Deadly for the link to that one. You know where to find us. Thank you for listening. It's been a Game Week 3 preview. It's been the Talking Tactics podcast, an Inside Fantasy Podcast Network exclusive. I've been the SC Whisperer, joined by SC Deadly. Thank you. Have a great night.